If one wanted the divine himself would take up the purifying of the heart and develop the sadhana and give the necessary experiences. It can and does happen in that way if one has trust and confidence in the divine and the will to surrender. For such a taking up involves one's putting oneself in the hands of the divine rather than relying on one's own efforts alone. And this implies one's putting one's trust and confidence in the divine and a progressive self giving. It is, in fact, the principle of sadhana that I myself followed, and it is the central process of yoga as I envisage it. It is, I suppose, what Sri Ramakrishna meant by the method of the baby cat in his image. But all cannot follow that at once. It takes time for them to arrive at it. It grows most when the mind and vital fall quiet. What I mean by surrender is this inner surrender of the mind and vital. There is, of course, the outer surrender also, the giving up of all that is found to conflict with the spirit or need of the sadhana, the offering, the obedience to the guidance of the divine, whether directly, if one has reached that stage, or through the psychic, or to the guidance of the Guru. I may say that Prayopaveshana, fasting for a long time, has not anything to do with surrender. It is a form of tapasya of a very austere and, in my opinion, very excessive kind, often dangerous. The core of the inner surrender is trust and confidence in the divine. One takes the attitude, I want the divine and nothing else. I want to give myself entirely to him, and since my soul wants that, it cannot be but that I shall meet and realize him. I ask nothing but that, and his action in me to bring me to him, his action secret or open, veiled or manifest. I do not insist on my own time and way. Let him do all in his own time and way. I shall believe in him, accept his will, aspire steadily for his light and presence and joy, go through all difficulties and delays, relying on him and never giving up. Let my mind be quiet and trust him, and let him open it to his light. Let my vital be quiet and turn to him alone, and let him open it to his calm and joy. All for him and myself for him. Whatever happens, I will keep to this aspiration and self-giving and go on in perfect reliance that it will be done. That is the attitude into which one must grow, for certainly it cannot be made perfect at once. Mental and vital movements come across, but if one keeps the will to it, it will grow in the being. The rest is a matter of obedience to the guidance when it makes itself manifest, not allowing one's mental and vital movements to interfere.